Hello guys, this is Modest Major here, bringing you some commentary over some Halo 5 Guardians beta footage. I'm extremely excited to have been given the opportunity to be able to showcase some Halo 5 Guardians footage and to have gotten quite a bit of time with the game. If you guys were not aware, essentially a handful of people were given the opportunity to play the Halo 5 Guardians beta through the Xbox Live preview program. This was essentially a program where you got to try the new dashboard features and give feedback through it. And who would have known that they'd have given you something worthwhile for it? Because to be honest with you guys, I didn't even do that preview program. I just begged around on Twitter and managed to get lucky. So that was nice. But it's pretty darn frustrating that, like, that preview program, nobody thought that there was going to be any tangible benefits to it. So I'm sure people are pretty darn salty now with the fact that they didn't get a chance to play the game. But let me preface this by saying, honestly, like, although we got a sizable chunk of the gameplay, on the 29th, you're going to see something a lot more complete, and you're going to get a much bigger picture and a much clearer picture of whether Halo 5 Guardians is for you, because at the end of the day, the actual full beta lasts for 3.5 weeks, which is a ridiculously long time, and considering the 2 days that I played were an absolute blast, I don't know if my body is going to be able to take the excitement of the full beta, because this beta has been like crack to me. I haven't been able to get enough. And I want to go over with you guys why I think this is. And first things first, I want to say that I feel like the Halo community in general is becoming a pretty darn toxic place to be, and I'm not enjoying a second of it. I'm not enjoying this, worldwide blanket opinion of Halo 5 Guardians is going to suck. Now, I know that's not necessarily the truth, but the thing is, the minority of people, or the chunk of people, the proportion of people, have been so vocal in their dislike of this game and so toxic in trying to bring people down to their level of this game sucks before we've even played it, before we've even played the beta. Despite the community at large, a bunch of the COD people coming in, a bunch of the AAA people coming in, and actually saying they're having a good time with the game. And I know what your instincts to that are going to be. Your instincts are going to be to say, yeah, that's because they dumbed it down, and the AAA market at large, of course they're going to enjoy it because it's stupid. But I want to say to you guys, I want to, put this forward to you. I actually think that Halo, more so than being a game, that Halo 5 Guardians, more so than being a game that stabs its community in the back, I think it's a game that sticks to its core philosophies in quite a bold way, considering the climate of the current AAA market. Now, yes, perhaps maybe it's not No Sprint, perhaps maybe it's not the game that you remember in terms of being identical to Halo 2. But the way I see it, this game, rather than rewarding the skill set of something like Combat Evolved, or something like Halo 2, something that you are deeply ingrained with, this game creates its own new skill set, and it's something you're going to have to learn. This does not benefit the old school Halo skill set, but just because it rewards a different skill set does not mean that it is not skillful. The skill curve is extremely high in this game. The gunplay is obnoxiously high. The gunplay is probably the best of any FPS game I have ever played on the console market. It is punishing. So much so that I've seen people on Twitter from the COD community and from different communities coming in and saying, guys, like, you need to fix the sensitivity issues on your game because it is impossible to aim, which I think is hilarious. Because really, it's down to the fact that it doesn't throw a bunch of aim assist your way. And this is even true on the power weapons, stuff like the sniper rifle, stuff like even the energy sword. If you use the energy sword in Halo 4, it would have this magnetism where it would just pull your aimer, your reticule, right towards them, and it would just force you to get where you wanted to be. With the Prophet's Bane, the amount of times I find myself choking in a close quarter situation is absolutely ludicrous. That's the first thing I'm in love with the game, and probably the main component. You make the gunplay, the base gunplay of this game, satisfying and skillful to use and high skill curve intensive, then I'm gonna have a fun time with your game. That's just the bottom line. The next thing I'm a really big fan of is the sprint inhibitors. Now, when you see something like sprint inhibitors, you guys have to realize that this is not something that you advertise in your trailers and say, hey guys, look at our fancy new sprint inhibitors. The Call of Duty community, the Crysis community, anyone who comes from any game that isn't Halo are going to see that mechanic and they're going to say, what on earth is that, sorry? Like, at first they won't understand it. I mean, they're not going to notice until, like, maybe 10, 20 games into the game where they'll notice, wait, why do I keep dying for no apparent reason? Do you know what this sprint inhibitor is? It's direct fan service to Halo fans, and people just need to stop like assuming that this is a game hell-bent on tearing apart the Halo community, hell-bent on being this freaking like heretic of a game, because it really isn't. What they're trying to do is they're trying to advance the formula in whatever ways they can, whilst also retaining some of the Halo core formulas. There is no armor abilities, there is no loadouts, there is no unequal start. You start off and, well, in this game mode, unfortunately, you have to go find yourself a BR, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I want to be playing BR starts. You know me, I love my Halo, I love my BR starts, I'm just saying. But later on in the beta, they're actually going to do BR starts, so that's going to be nice. But for the time being, you go out on the map, you control your power weapons, you find the power weapons, and you win the game. And that's pretty much the bottom line. You combine that with an unreal ranking system, and you're having yourself a good time. Now let me pose this question to you guys. Why has it become the norm, and why has it become the standard of our community that being an optimistic member of the community, that looking forward to Halo 5 Guardians now makes you, like, that's the controversial opinion to hold right now. That is the controversial opinion. The correct opinion to hold, quote unquote, and the quote that gets you more respect from the Halo community in large, is that this game is trash, that this game is broken, and somehow, you know, that like puts you in the league of saying like, hey, I'm a competitive guy, I understand Halo at its core, just by saying that it's trash. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think the gunplay is insanely hard on this game. I think the ranking system is extremely brutal. You go down if you lose, you go up if you win. And for the most part, I hate this whole attitude of, you know, thinking that if you enjoy this game at some level, you're enjoying it because you're enjoying the casual mechanics, because you're enjoying dumbed down Halo, because you're a casual gamer. You're a Halo 4 kid. You're a Halo Reach kid. I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm done. Like, I don't want to play Halo 2 Anniversary. The fact of the line is, I know that it's really depressing that H2C did not work out of the box, because I'd love to be the guy to tell you, go and play H2C online, because that's going to be the best experience you can get. But the way I look at it, when I look back at Halo 2 and when I look back at Combat Evolved, I see these games as beautiful accidents. And I see these games as occurrences that are never going to happen again, and if they do happen, they'll never be as popular as they once were. That's just the bottom line. This was something that was not meant to occur in the gaming industry, and it was extremely fortunate that we did get to experience those games. But as Halo 2 Anniversary has proven, if a company sets its sights on rebuilding the game and bringing the game back to where it was, and giving guys that experience again, they're not going to do it in the same way they did in the first place. People still complain about Halo 2 Anniversary because the aim assist and the overall gunplay doesn't feel quite as sharp and crisp as it did in Halo 2. People still complain about the fact that nade indicators are on the map, and all these little differences make a big difference when combined for the Halo community at large. So we need to put that game to rest, and we need to say, hey, Halo 5 Guardians has its own laundry list, or, well, laundry list makes it sound negative, but it has its own massive scrolling list of positives that are constantly mounting for it. I haven't even mentioned the fact that the callouts are placed above radar, and they actually work. They actually make sense. You can actually teach people callouts through the callouts on the bottom left corner, like in Halo Reach, where they had it covering like this massive area, and it wasn't descriptive at all in describing where you were on the map. Now it actually works. It's insane, guys. And people just need to understand that no longer is this rewarding the skill sets found in Halo 2 and Halo Combat Evolved. You're not going to come in from Combat Evolved and find yourself whooping people's butts and being a beast. You're going to have to learn this game inside out, but it still rewards skillful gunplay. And I think that's really, really exciting. And I hope you guys can see where I'm coming from. And I hope we stop the toxicity, because I'm bored of it. I don't want to be in a community where it's toxic. I don't want to be driven out of a community for having positive opinions. It's freaking ridiculous, to say the least. I've been Modest Major. Hope you guys enjoy the commentary. Peace out.